Hello, welcome back to the Hobby Hangout. My name is Sam. This is Big Nerds Wargaming, and tonight I am continuing my work on my piece that I'm working on for Golden Demon at Adepticon. For those of you who may not know, I do this live stream on Tuesday evenings every week at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we have other videos on the channel you can check out if you are into Warhammer or miniatures. Big Nerds Wargaming is the channel. You're here. Check out our videos. We got battle reports, painting, tutorials, hobby crafting, and all the like. Good fun stuff. So yeah, check that out if you have not already. But yeah, so I'm working on Rabute Gilliman. I started painting him the beginning of January, maybe early January. Started painting, and I've been kind of chipping away at him on the weekends and on stream here, and kind of getting into the home stretch here, and I'm really excited because he's really coming together, and I want to get everything pretty much done on him. I'll probably go back and do some final touches and blending before the actual event in March, but you know, for the most part he's pretty much done or getting there. I just need to finish up his backpack here, as well as his base, which has a lot of fun detail on here. But yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of pick up where I left off. So last time on stream, I worked on the shoulder pads and the chest, and then over the weekend, I did some more painting, and I painted his face, his head. Tried to get one side of his face a little bit, I can get this to focus, there we go. You can see that half of his face is kind of in shadow, a little bit cooler. It's because when I did the Zenithal Prime, that side of his face was all in shadow and the other one wasn't. So I tried to carry that over when I painted it, just to kind of help inform the lighting a little bit. And then I also did some more detail on his sword and getting that all set. So I just placed everything in here with poster putty for now, but I will probably end up gluing this pretty soon, maybe even tonight. And then I got started on his backpack, his power pack, over the weekend as well, and did a lot of the blocking in with the blues, and started some of the non-metallic metal gold on the eagle here. So I just got to do some last touch-up highlights on the gold here to really make it pop. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. Let me just turn this camera just a hair here. So for this, I am going to be using Proacryl Ivory. It's called, what's it called? Bright Ivory is the color by Proacryl. And I'm going to be using this to highlight the gold. It's like a final highlight. I was using Wraithbone before, but this is a really light cream, very warm, and I feel like it might do a better job for the gold look I'm going for. So I'm going to grab a small-ish brush for that. Perhaps this Reaper miniature size 5. And get some water in my brush. I got some paint already on my palette, so I'm ready to go. This Proacryl paint is already pretty thin right out of the dropper bottle. Yeah, that's really nice. So I am going to just kind of do some very gentle edge highlights here. On the metal. Just to pick that out and make it shine. I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. I was a little unsure on some stuff at first, but kind of sticking to the process, it's kind of starting to come together. It's kind of an awkward angle to hold this at. Trying very hard not to screw this up. Yeah, some of these highlights are kind of tricky to get at. Just because of the angle of everything. And I also want it to be a very subtle highlight. Just gonna try to get this sharp line here. On this brilliant, shining sun. Getting a little sloppy here. I think I need to reposition my camera so I have a little bit more control and so that you guys can also see what the heck I'm doing. It's all about finding that sweet spot. Oh yeah, this will work. This will work really well because I can hunch over the model, kind of like when I'm painting off camera, and you can see just fine. I'm always adjusting the camera setup here for the optimal angle every week. But slowly and surely, we're getting there. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of very carefully. Just get these edges. Very thin highlight. Just really bright ivory color. And that's what really kind of makes the gold shine. It's catching the light. I wasn't sure about this non-metallic metal when I started. I've definitely gotten better at it since I started. So I'm glad I saved this power pack for the end. Because it's a piece that you see has a lot of detail. So I feel like I could kind of... It turned out pretty good, I think, out of all the metal bits on them. So I'm happy I saved this one for last. Just kind of picking out a couple spots here to emphasize with some shine. Kind of want to get most of the hard lines, but not everywhere. It's just kind of like picking out spots here and there just to kind of make it pop. Evening, Sam. More Bobby G, I see. Looking good as always. Thank you. Evening, David. I made some progress on Bobby G over the weekend. I did his face, as well as some more work on his sword. So now I'm just working on the power pack. pretty happy overall with how it's turning out. Little touch-ups here and there I'm going to do yet, but this is an excellent first draft, I think. I'm already making some mistakes here. I need my my Ranox hide. That looks stinking good. Thank you. I pulled up some of my footage from Adepticon last year, and the Golden Demon displays, because I walked around and shot it all with my camera. Man, there's some really good paint jobs in that display case. I'm excited to see everyone's models again this year. So I messed up my highlight here. I'm just going to touch this up with some more Ranox hide and fade that back down. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking the way this Pro Acryl Bright Ivory looks for the final highlight here. I think it's a little bit more nicer for gold than the Wraithbone was. It's just got a little bit of that warm tone to it. Just gotta highlight these wings here. So I was kind of thinking about possibly making this bolter red. Kind of as an homage to the classic Space Marine paint scheme that you see. The retro Ultramarines. Kind of make them stand out a little bit. I've never been a fan of red bolters. Fair enough. Well, it'd probably be a little bit of a muted red. I kind of generally paint in a muted color palette. Save some of the really vibrant stuff for very key details. I know some people like to paint really vibrant everything, that's cool. You know, that's their style. You know, I generally like a little bit more muted colors. I feel like that's a little bit more like photorealistic. Not that Warhammer is necessarily supposed to be photorealistic. It's pretty cartoony and, you know, whimsical in some of their designs and aesthetics. Well, I suppose worst case, it looks bad and just paint over it. Serbigus Dickus, what's up, brother? What is he painting? Hello, Serbigus Dickus. What an honorable title you have there. I'm surprised YouTube let you pick that username, honestly. I am painting Rabute Gilliman. Here's my previous work. I'm painting him for a Golden Demon. This is Warhammer 40k. Painting him for Golden Demon at Adepticon this year. So I've been working on him on stream for the past couple weeks, on and off stream. Yeah, he's coming along. I'm just working on his power pack tonight. Yeah, trying all sorts of new stuff. Really trying to push myself to try something I haven't done before to become a better painter. And for this project, it was non-metallic metal gold. Which I think turned out alright. I've seen more smoother executions of it, but I'm pretty happy with it for this kind of being my first go at it, really. And he's got a lot of trim on his armor. A crazy amount of trim. So I'm just going to pick out a few spots on this outer halo ring. For that gold shine. All that hard work pays off. Looks really good. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to painting regular models and not painting to this level. While it's really rewarding to see it come together, it's it can be a bit of a slog at times. Just really doing all the blending back and forth and the many layers and the precision and all that stuff. It's been an interesting experience. So next week on the next week's stream, if everything goes according to plan, we will have a guest on stream. We'll be doing a slightly different setup. Still be hobby related, hobby hangout related. Going to be doing some painting still, but just a little bit different setup. And that's all I'm going to say for now because the plans might fall through and we might have to do it another time. So I don't want to hype it too much until it's a little bit more for sure. But it's definitely looking that way. Ah, screw it. I'll never reach that level of skill, so I just try to have fun with the colors. Hey, never say never. All you gotta do is just keep painting and try different stuff once you get comfortable with what you're doing. This doesn't happen overnight. I still have my old lizard men that I painted when I was a kid. Every now and then I like to pull them out and look at them. I feel somewhat underachieved with my name. Yeah, we got the biggest dickus and screw it and David. Well, David, I don't have a hard time taking you seriously. So at least there's that. So just very carefully picking out some little highlights here and there with this bright ivory color. Don't want to overdo it. Sometimes less is more. Definitely. As long as you're fine with how your minis turn out and you like them. But, yeah. I mean, I'd say never. Painting miniatures is... It is one of those things where it is a learned skill. And I think just about anybody can paint well. Just given some time and practice and learning. It doesn't just happen, you know, naturally overnight. I actually believe that's the case with a lot of art. Sure, some people are predisposed to art and they're kind of naturally gifted, but even those people still do a lot of practice. They just happen to learn at a faster rate. But I think a lot of people can learn techniques and skills and be quite competent at art, even if they aren't naturally inclined. I think painting is a refined skill. Yes, absolutely. It's something that you can do for years and years and years of your life, especially if you do it regularly, and you'll be surprised after a few years just how far you've come. Like even maybe 2 or 3 years ago, if I saw what I was painting here, I'd be like, no way. It's all a journey. Yeah, I've come a long way in the year or so I've been painting. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. Actually, one of the things that really helped me a lot, once I was starting to get some of the basics, you know, down of like the brush control and starting to do a little bit of layering and washes and getting those techniques down, I did the Avatar of Cain painting masterclass on Warhammer Plus. You know, say what you will about Warhammer Plus, but that series was actually really helpful for me. I had the Avatar of Cain model, and I just went through that series and painted it exactly the way that the instructor, you know, had. And I learned a lot of techniques because he explains everything really well, and you kind of see it come together from start to finish in this kind of like advanced process. And then it made me a lot less intimidated to kind of try that stuff on my own. Oh yeah, when I first got into the hobby, I was painting a Blood Angel Space Marine, and I looked at some of the ones I had painted prior and decided they needed to be repainted. Finished my Blood Angel and set him on my desk, happy as hell. I was gonna enter into the local paint competition. Nice. Next morning, and my youngest 3-year-old had repainted him. Oh, my keyboard, my monitor. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry, David. That is a nightmare. That's a nightmare story right there. Wow. My heart sank just hearing that. Oh, that's brutal. Okay, I think the highlights and the gold look pretty good. Yeah. Alright, so next I'm going to do some of the metal details on the ammo chain and the bolter itself. I haven't decided, but I was thinking about maybe doing a red case on the bolter. David says no. Curious what you guys think. Red bolters or no? Alright, I'm going to get some grays out. Need some grays. One day GW will release my Steel Legion kit in plastic. Yes, plastic is easier to paint. I agree. Alright, so on the palette, I'm going to get some grays set up. I'm going to do some Corvus black. We're going to get some Eshin gray. Going to do some metallics here. So I need a wide spectrum of gray. And then the next one we're going to do is Dawnstone. Throw this on my mixer here. This is where dropper bottles would be nice. But I do like the GW pots. I like dropper bottles too. They both have their strengths and weaknesses. Alright, Administratum Gray. Get some more of that in here. And I also want a really light gray. I'm going to do Ulthwan Gray. That's the next one I have. I think Gray Seer would be another good one. But that's a color I don't have. So Ulthwan Gray it is. I use a 2-to-1 Mechanicus Gray White Scar mix that makes a really smooth light gray. White Scar Mechanicus, you say? Well, now I'm curious. Let's do it. 2 parts White Scar. I'm guessing. Or 2 parts Mechanicus. Two parts mech. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious what that looks like. Let's do it. Alright, Mechanicus. I'll use a smaller brush here. 1, 2, and 1. Oh yeah, that is nice. It's I like Mechanicus too because it is it's a warmer gray. So it's a nice lighter warm gray. It's very nice. It's also very neutral. Yes. Nice. I'll have to remember that one. I'll screw it. Mechanicus standard gray. Alright, I'm gonna start blocking in some colors. So I Zenithal Prime this whole thing purple, well, gray, and then did purple for the shadow, and then this yellow for the light. I thought it'd be a little bit more interesting than just, you know, your standard black and white. So, trying to decide here. I guess we'll start with just Administratum Gray here. Just gonna start blocking in some color, some value. Gonna pull in that gray mixture we did. Get some water in there. Probably have to darken this all up a bit. Yeah, we're gonna bring in some Dawnstone, I think. Just really start blending all these 50 Shades of Grey together. I'm just going to focus on the ammo belt for now. Just going to get these colors blocked in a little bit, and then we'll do some refining. I kind of also don't know what the heck I'm doing sometimes, so I'm kind of just making it up as I go, which has helped for a lot of this. Just kind of feeling it out. A pink bolter is actually kind of cool, honestly. Rabute Girly Man. And his pink bolter. Paint this ammo drum all gray here. Rowboat Girly Man. Yes, the Primarch everybody loves to hate. I think he's actually pretty neat. Just gonna get some darker gray here in between these big chunks of the chain. I think that's a pretty good block in of the colors here. Gilman is actually pretty decent. You can use it against Fulgrim and distract him with the clashing colors. Yes, Fulgrim will be like, oh, fabulous! And then, flaming sword in the face. I'm gonna shade this whole thing with Nuln Oil. Just the chain. Not the whole thing. I think it just needs to be a little bit darker overall. So I'm gonna do that with Nuln Oil. And then I'm going to try to make it look more like metal. Should be a little tricky. There's a lot going on here. I feel like if I used a metallic paint, it would look off because all the gold is not metallic. So, I need to make this look like silver. Guilliman amuses me because he's the most stable of the Primarchs by virtue of having almost no personality. Mean, rude. He's got personality. Yeah, Dorn has a personality. It's just being an a-hole. That's his personality. Alright. Let's try some stuff here. Gonna make this a little bit shiny. Shiny. That's why Dorn and Pertuabo hate each other so much. They're both highly competent assholes. I've been going through the Horus Heresy books. I think I'm like maybe halfway through the series. I did put them down though, and I was doing Dawn of Fire, that series. It's quite good. I don't know. Is this working? Does this look like metal? Where do you find time for that? Audiobooks. I do audiobooks, and I actually listen to them while I'm painting. That's the only way I'd ever consume any of that stuff. Also, the books are so expensive if you buy them printed. So audiobooks are the only like practical means for me with the Audible subscription. And I've been listening to those books and painting for probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years now. Off and on. I think I also listen to the Witcher books. So it's not just 40k. Or Warhammer. Yeah, I wasn't really an audiobook guy before, but now I am. Just kind of going over where I did those gray lines, building up to lighter gray. So it looks kind of like light reflecting off of like a silver or metal texture. I think the ammo belt looks nice. Fits with the non-shiny theme. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. Maybe this Aquila here, I'll make that gold. The same over there. Now I'm going to take the brightest Ulthwan Gray. Just do some very small, thin lines right in the middle of the highlight here, or the gradient. For our light catching. Like non-metallic metal, it's like, it's tricky and not at the same time. A lot of it is just kind of like trusting the process and going through all the way to the end. Because it's like once all the layers are there, then it like tricks your eye and you see it then. Alright, and then I am going to do an edge highlight on the metal. I just want it like a little bit lighter, maybe. Actually, maybe in between Administratum and Ulthwan. So I'll mix that 50-50. I'm just going to kind of go... just highlight the edges here. Yeah, I think that works. Kind of helps sell the effect a little bit more. I did watch a few videos on some non-metallic metal. So that definitely has been helping. Yeah, it really made it pop. Awesome. Let me work on this ammo drum here, attached to the power pack. I am going to go up in brush sizes here. Just get a small layer brush. I'm just going to black these colors in because I can see some of my Zenithal Prime through there still, the yellow. We don't want that. Get this bar here and the ammo drum. This is very exciting though. It's really coming together. I can't wait to put this backpack on him. Power pack. That all painted up. It's gonna look so cool. It's really cool. Last week I did the chest piece and the shoulder pad, and then I fitted them on at the end. It's really cool to see it come together. But yeah, I do this painting every week on Tuesdays around 7 p.m. Central Time. And I usually paint character models, but sometimes I paint rank and file infantry too. And I have a huge backlog of models, so I'm always painting something. So yeah, we hang out, we chat, we talk lore, we talk models, we talk hobby life, all that good stuff. We have a lot of fun. I share the techniques I'm learning, working on. I don't think I'm an expert by any means, but I have learned a few things that I like to pass along and share. And then we experiment, we try things, see what works, see what doesn't. It's a good time. I'm sure David can vouch for me. He's been watching me for a while now. Regularly tuning in, which I appreciate. Good talks. So we're going to do some more of that metal effect on the ammo belt here. I'm just kind of jumping all around. Ooh, it is a labor of love. I just started putting down the base coats on a Morkanaut, my biggest model yet. Ooh. Is that... That's smaller than a Stampa, right? Gotta love those orcs. Do you have an airbrush? Because that really helps with big models. Especially base coats. I mean, even infantry, I'll base coat my Space Marines with an airbrush. A lot of the time. Of course, you can make it work without an airbrush if you don't have one of those. But they are great time savers. I'm going to be going over some airbrushing stuff next week, if all goes according to plan. We might have our first guest on the Hobby Hangout. Which would be fun. I'm looking forward to that. But if the plans fall through, I will still be here streaming. Just the normal painting setup. Painting something. Maybe I'll be painting Gilliman's base. Maybe I'll be done with it by then. Who knows? But I will be painting something, so there will be a stream regardless. Orc Knight equivalent. Okay. I do have some wide brushes. Yeah. Big brushes help. Honestly, I think even when you're painting small detail, or smaller detail, like infantry size stuff, I try to use the biggest brush possible. And it helps you paint a lot quicker, and you can learn some good brush control that way. Because I know, like, a lot of newer people, they get like a small brush and they start painting with a small brush. Because it's like, oh, miniature painting, right? I need a small brush. But then that's actually a little counterintuitive, because you end up taking forever to paint things because you have such a small brush, and it actually can turn out not the way you're expecting it. It'll be harder to do smoother base coats and everything. Let's get some of that light Elfwan. I just need to turn this thing upside down so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Should also probably try to hold this more in camera. Right. Getting there, getting there. It is a tedious process. Alright, let's attack it from this angle. Get some Administratum Gray in there next. Just need to suggest the light with the brush, the paint, and then your brain will do the rest. You will see metal. That's the goal, at least. It's all just a big illusion. Alright, now we're gonna finish up my lighter metal colors here on this end of the ammo belt. And I'll go around for a highlight, and we'll see how things are looking. Alright, so we're gonna do some edge highlighting now. So I really like the way that looked on the other side. It's going to carry that around on this side too. This edge highlight going here. I think I need some more of this paint mixture. What was it? It was Administratum Gray, mixed with Elfwan Gray. Which I think is pretty much Gray Seer. Maybe Celestia Gray would be another one it's equivalent to. In the Citadel Paintland color names. There, I think that is okay. Let me just highlight these skulls a little bit. They're kind of getting washed out. They'll be catching the light in their own way. It's like this one right here, it's got like the line going right over it. I don't like that. Same with here, so I'm gonna go back with Eshin Gray and darken those skulls up. I'm just gonna pick those out with a lighter highlight. There we go. Much better. Alright. So now, let's go back to this ammo drum. Just gonna block in some gray here. Build up that similar metal look. For each pass, I just stick to the center of the previous. A little bit of that light gray in there for that light reflection. There we go. Metal. And then we'll do the edge highlight as well on the drum. And then the top side of this drum, it's kind of being obscured by the purity seal. But I do want to get just a little bit of gradient in there. Also do it on this bar coming out here. Just to really help that pop some as well. And just a little bit of that Elfwan Gray right in the middle. we go. Metal. I've done it. Alright, so I'm going to do Eshin Gray. I do similar on this end of the bar. Eshin Gray. And then we're going to do Dawnstone. The middle of that. Then we're going to go on to Administratum Gray. The middle of that. And then we're just going to do a little bit of the Ulthwan Gray. In the middle of that. And then similarly on the back side of the ammo drum, do some Dawnstone Gray. We're going to do Administratum Gray after that. Just kind of staying in between, in the middle of the Dawnstone. Then a little bit of the Ulthwan Gray. And then I'm going to go in and do some edge highlighting. The Ulthwan Administratum Gray mixture. It's going to be very hard to see this part anyways, because it's going to be obscured by Gilliman's body. But I just want to try to get as much in there as I can that you'll still see. So if someone's looking at this really carefully, they'll see that, and oh, yeah, they'll see the effect kind of carried on. So I'm going to do right up here too. This one with the Aquila, and where it attaches to the gun. There. Okay. So the gun. Well, I guess let's get the inner parts of it black. And I'll decide if we want to do the red gun or not. I might do it. Somebody stop me. Alright, so we're going to get the Abaddon black out. I want the gun to look a little bit different metal, a little bit darker metal. So I'm just going to black this all in with Abaddon black. Is this like a flamer? A flamer and a bolter? All in one? That's incredible. Alright, so Screw It is working on a Gorkanaut. What's everybody else working on? I went to a miniature swap meet this weekend on Sunday, and it was pretty awesome. I got some good second-hand Warhammer stuff. I picked up some Layman Rust battle tanks, a Chimera transport. I got some Eldar stuff. Let's see, I got a Wave Serpent, 2 Warwalkers. I feel like there's something else. Oh, a Viper. Pretty good haul. I'm stoked. More stuff I need to paint now, but and rescue. Some of it needs a little bit of work. There's some missing bits and whatnot, but I'm pretty happy with it. If you ever have the opportunity to go to a miniature swap meet, I would highly recommend it. Find some really good stuff. What blue is that? It's so nice. This blue is a mixture of several different blues, but it's like Cantor blue in the darker areas. Then we have McCragg blue. Here's actually a good example of the gradient. Cantor blue, McCragg blue, up to like Altdorf Guard blue and Calgar blue. The only thing I'm working on is another beer. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, I've been working on the G-Man. Painted a little bit more over the weekend since the last stream. I did his head. And some more on the sword arm. But yeah, this blue has been doing a lot of blending and what with the armor. Pretty happy with the way the blue turned out. Yeah, Calgar blue is really great for just really lightening up. Like here on this leg there, that's like a glaze of Calgar blue over there. It's so nice. I usually use Calgar blue on my Space Marines, like the pre-highlight step. I'll do a little chunky highlight of Calgar blue, and then I'll do a thin highlight of Fenrisian gray, and that really creates a nice gradient and really makes the highlights pop. Fenrisian gray, that's a nice color. You would say that, Travis. Space Wolf player. It is a nice color, though. I do like it. It's great for highlighting Ultramarines. Alright, Travis, what's your opinion on red bolters? Hate him. Oof. Oof. Hate the red bolters. Oh, you don't think a red bolter would look kind of cool on him? Like a... I don't know, man. I don't know. Be a nice pop of color. Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna see what it looks like. I think of Black Templars with red bolters. Well, you know the old Ultramarines used to have red bolters too. I get they need color, but bog standard bolter being your pop is silly. Fair enough. Well, I'm gonna try it anyways. I think. I get some black in there for the dark side of the bolter. Oh, look at that. How can you hate that? How can you hate that? I see red gun and I want it painted black. I see a red gun and I want it painted black. Well, the other parts of the bolter are black. So this might be a good compromise. You guys also probably like the Primaris tanks better too, right? The Primaris dreadnoughts. I know we've had this discussion before. I'm a fan of the boxy dreadnoughts. They will always be cooler. I saw STLs of the repulsor chassis with tank treads. Oh, I've seen that too. I've seen that too. Yeah, that looks really cool. That's what could have been. I don't know, something about Space Marine tanks, they need to be on the ground, grinding through the muck and the mire. Something about like a tank just like rolling through, you know? And it grinding the ground beneath its treads. It just sounds so strong and epic and cool. Instead of just gliding over, hovering. It's like something an Eldar tank would do. Okay, do we still hate the red bolter? I need to build my wave serpent soon. I need to paint my second wave serpent. Wave serpents are nice. A transport with an invuln save. It's lovely. I don't know. I kind of like the red bolter. I should get Elder Games before Fire Dragons and Dark Reapers go up 2 points per model. Yeah. I should probably build my Dark Reapers. I just have 5 of the old. Alright, I'm gonna grab some Wild Rider Red for highlight color, along with some Evil Sun Scarlet. Now this is a red, Evil Sun Scarlet. I like it. Use that one sparingly. Just gonna be using this as a highlight here. I don't really know what these little doodads are sticking out on the side. I'll just paint them black for now. Alright, Evil Sun Scarlet. Back to the highlights. I don't know. I think I like the red bolter. It's unique. It's Gilliman's. It's gonna come in here with a little bit of Wild Rider Red to accentuate that highlight just a little bit. Are you planning on some red elements on the base, or is just that one bit of red? Well, these cables coming out here are going to be red on the back of the pack. These ones right here, so there'll be some red there. I could probably do these ones right here, also in red. These hoses right here, they're going to be black. This little guy here, I think, will be red. So that's what I did on the gun. So let me just paint that. The base itself, I think my Ultramarines, I kind of give them like a reddish brown, almost Martian Earth style ground. So I'll probably end up doing the same there. So it'll kind of be like an orangish brown. Vibe going on. It's like that's going to be red. These cables up here are going to be red. Just going to blacken the color a little bit so that we can kind of get a better idea. I'll end up eating my words on the red bolter hate here, I bet. I don't know. I know David's not a fan of red bolters. It's polarizing. I get it. I get it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. There, we got some red in there now. A little bit of color. I'm gonna come back to the bolter. I'm gonna work on this upper part here now. So this plate up here is gonna be metal. So I'm just gonna base coat that with Corvus Black here. The Mechanicus symbol I will do in the classic black and white. I have to look up that to make sure I get the white and black right. Like which side is which. Although it probably doesn't matter, but I want to be accurate to the lore. We're going to do a little bit of highlight up here. Down here. A little bit on the side, I think. Start to layer in the Eshin Gray here. Now I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. We're going to pull in the Dawnstone next. It's the next gray color. Paint is already drying. My brush. My wet palette might need a little bit of little spritzer. Alright. Administratum Gray is the next color. Just rehydrate this color here. Okay, I may have gotten this to like a glazed consistency, not intentional, but I think it'll work to our advantage for a smooth blend. And then last we got the Ulthwan Gray. Just a little bit. Uh-huh. All right. All right, so the Mechanicus gray gear symbol. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so it looks like it is the cog. Boy. So half the cog will be white, half the skull will be black. Okay. Okay. I think I got it. So we're going to do this half of the cog will be white. And then the opposite half of the skull will be white. And then vice versa for the gear. Or for the black. Alright, so then this half of the cog will be black. This half of the skull will be black. Like that. That white is just a little messy. Let me clean that up a little bit. There we go. Much better. Then I should highlight the black cog gears so that they can be seen. So I'm just going to do that with some of this gray here that's on my palette. Maybe use that cool Mechanicus mixed with White Scar. Just to kind of break up the grays a little bit. This might read as a different material. There. That works. I think that'll work. Alright, we'll come back to the bolter now. We'll do the barrel of the gun. Make that look like metal. So start with some dark gray. Look at the top and the bottom. And the other side. Just going to go across on an angle like that. Also get the sight. And I'm going to bring in the Dawnstone gray. Go more on the inside there. And the top and the bottom of the outside. And back around. Now we're going to do Administratum Gray is the next gray in this gradient. This is very, very runny. It's a little too runny. That might be okay. And then last but not least, the Elfland Gray. The metallic shine. Can't wait to go back to using real metallic paints. This has been an experience, but I think I like metallics better. Good evening, Francois. You were here last week. I'll show you my progress on the Gilliman. The weekend's work on the face, the other pauldron, and some more on his sword arm. Just working on the power pack tonight. Next week, we may be having our very first guest on the Hobby Hangout, if all goes according to plan. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a lot of fun. Alright. Do some more metal, such as around these red details. Clips and hoses and such. Very nice sword, thank you. Yes, the sword was a bit of blending. I'm happy with how it turned out, though. Flaming swords can be a little tricky. Getting the fire just right. I'm gonna go black on this piece. Black down there. Alright. And then more metal detail. Let's get the Dawnstone gray in. Make this look like some metal. Tis a process. My Girly Man whipping project isn't as far along, but I did a lot of time doing so. I did a lot of time doing so sculpting. Sculpting? What are you sculpting? Are you sculpting a Gilliman? And it's Warden time. Ooh, working on a Blade Warden? Blade Warden, is that it? I've changed my mind on these Aquillas. I think they're going to be a silver. Orange face hair. Oh, that's brilliant. uh, oh, that got me. I want to see that. That's gonna look amazing. Uh, brilliant. I think my friend Collins wants to do that. He wants to get a Gilliman and make him a demon prince. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. It's maniacal. Okay. What else am I missing? More silver up here, I think. Oh, also inside the jump pack itself, the exhaust vents. Zest Gilliman. That got me. That's hilarious. Need some more paint on my palette. The grays are running out. Yeah, but that project sounds really cool. I'm really curious what that's gonna look like when you're all done with it. Yeah, Gilliman, he's got a lot of details and trim pieces. Like, even if I wasn't painting him to this level, I'd be still like painting trim. It's just so much detail. All right, let's get the inside of this jump pack here. Can he take off his armor at all for short periods of time if he died? I think he can take it off very short periods of times. I could be wrong. He might just be stuck with it on. According to lore, there's ways he can take it off, but for usually vague at great cost. Yeah, he has to smell himself. His own body. That is the cost. So come in here. Just gonna do Eshin Gray. I'm gonna do Eshin Gray, Nuln Oil, and then just a little light highlight on those vents and call it a day. On that at least. Doesn't need to be super crazy looking. Oh, we got these little plug covers. We'll get those in metal as well, or just maybe gray. You know, not everything needs to be outstanding. We're gonna do this display screen though. I'm gonna cover it in a light gray. Then we're gonna do contrast paint on there. I think that'll look real nice. What else I can fix this mistake? There we go. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good. Alright, so these little doodads, I think we're gonna make them metal. Not really sure what they are. Little power packs or something for his gun. I don't know. The ghillie gun. There we go. Yeah, we just got some hoses and stuff. Some hoses. And that purity seal. These little details. Maybe get a little bit of the highlighting on the back part of the gun. Just kind of add some volume there. Break up that solid black a little bit. A little bit of gray in there, and then I'm gonna hit that with Nuln Oil, darken it up. The cost being someone might see his Hydra tattoo. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that'd be like the ultimate infiltration. So we're gonna shade this red piece. We're gonna shade these cables. We're gonna shade these cables as well. And I'm gonna paint those last remaining cables with a contrast paint, I think. Maybe some Black Templar. The big plot twist in 40k will be all the Marines have been replaced by Alpha Legion, and nobody can remember what the final plan was and who was actually in charge. Yeah, that would be something. Yeah, I have a hot take. I don't really like the Alpha Legion. They're like not evil enough to be traitors. But they are at the same time. I don't know. I think they can be a little obnoxious sometimes. Kind of the idea of stealthy Space Marines is also kind of funny to me. Even the Primarchs infiltrators. I guess maybe for like stealthy military operation, you know? But like Alpha Legion infiltrators and stuff, I don't know, it just seems a little... It's a little goofy to me. Lion can't force walk into Girly Man because he's dead. Do you think the lion will expose Alfarius or leave him trapped, pretending to be a hero of the Imperium? Ooh, man, that is some headcanon. I don't have an answer. That's funny, though. Alright, let's do the Purity Seal next. Eric Stone is the color to use. We'll lighten it up. Why would Omicron want to force walk to Alfarius? Good one. That's some 4D chess right there. Yeah, Gilliman and the Lion are just the twins. Did they explain how they can hide, how they can change their identities? Is it like just Psyker magic. Or they actually have like technology. I think one problem is that they become a get out of jail free card for writers. You need to explain something gone wrong. Alpha Legion. You need a plot twist. Alpha Legion. That's true. Couldn't agree more. I'm just filling in some gaps, but there's evidence to suggest Alpharius killed Gilliman in M32, stole his armor, and was placed in stasis on Ultramar. Is that true? Where is your source? That would be something. That would piss off a lot of Space Marine players if they actually did that. Can you imagine? Horus Heresy books. Alright, we got our purity seals. Let's do some text on the purity seals. Gonna grab a really small brush, some black paint, and really water it down. And we're just gonna do some little scribbles. Let that dry. Gonna get that screen next. It's gonna be a nice green. Thinking Militarum contrast. This is really separated, so I gotta mix this up real good. Oh! Wouldn't that mean the Eldari know it's Alpharius? Oh, that's a good point. The what's the group called? Not the Conclave, it's the Syndicate. Is it the Syndicate? No. It's the what am I blanking on? The organization that John Grammaticus works for. Obviously, I don't pay attention to these books I'm listening to. Get real hardcore and learn how to write on race screens so you can put full text on the seals. Yeah. That would be insane. I'm going to take some of the brown, though, and try to dial back the black a little bit. I was able to get really thin lines on one of the seals on his leg, but I wasn't able to reproduce that on the other seals, unfortunately. But I think that's okay. Really blow the judges' minds by handing them a magnifying glass. Yeah, that'd be good. There we go. Nice little green display, not too distracting. I think I want to do maybe a little bit of highlighting on some of these hoses. Ash and gray for this one. We'll do Dawnstone for these ribbed ones. Just gotta kind of carefully almost dry brush the hose. Gonna do these cable bonds in gray here. We'll just do a little bit of highlight on those cables with some Evil Sun Scarlet. There we go. It's coming together. Let's... Oh, I gotta do the seal itself. Give it some Caribor Crimson wash. I gotta highlight that as well. Zoom, enhance. Rotate the reflection 9 degrees. Invert image. Enhance. I love Blade Runner. It's my favorite movie. One of my favorites. So good. Okay, I think the seal is just about dry, so I'm going to take some of that ivory color and mix it in with my Screamer Pink. Get a lighter purplish red. Highlight the seal. Add a little bit more ivory. Just a little bit lighter. There. Alright, so now I think I just need to do a little bit more highlighting on the blue. Now that I got everything else kind of painted up here, I think the blue on the power pack is lacking a little bit on some highlights. So I'm going to pull in some Calgar blue. And maybe a little bit of Altdorf Guard blue. We'll see what we can do with this power pack highlights. Alright, so just going to take some of that Calgar blue. Kind of start to build up a highlight here on the edge. Some of these really sharp edges, especially. It's real subtle, but it makes a difference. Just really want some of these details to pop. And then also get the round sides of the exhaust vents here. There, I think that looks much better. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of the Alpland Gray, mix it in with the Calgar Blue. I could pop open my Fenrisian Gray right now, but this is essentially the same color. Or just, you know, a lighter blue. I'm just going to do a couple little spot highlights here, like on the corners. The very edge here. Just a couple spots here and there to accentuate the highlights. There. Why would GW explicitly state there are no witnesses to the fight between Gilliman and Alfarius? It was really Alfarius who died in M32. Oh. That's a very good question. It's a very good point. I don't like this. I don't like this information you're giving me. Oh, I found some more pipes. Just paint those gray. Okay. Alright, let's pop this pack off and slap it on. So see how it looks, eh? I'm excited. I do have to touch up this area here where the assembly holder was on there. So that looks like it's just a dark blue, so we'll take some of the blue, we'll add a touch of black to it. I'll just carefully paint that over. Like so. I'm going to hit this with a hairdryer. Okay. Now I'm also going to take Dreckenhoff Nightshade, dark blue. I'm just going to shade up down here on the underside of his pack. As to not draw attention to it. It'll look good. Alright. Now, let's throw this on and see what it looks like. Zoom out a little bit. Let's get Gillyman in here. Oh, guys, I'm so excited about this. We'll find out if this red bolter works or not. So I have to glue these wires in and stuff. There's putty underneath him, so it's sticking out funny. But oh, wow! Oh, there we go, guys. The Avenging Sun. What color Dead Marine? Probably Black Legion, so that he'll kind of just fade into the earth. I could do an Alpha Legion Marine. Wow, indeed. There is one thing I want to change about him. The 13 on his belt. I think I want that to be white. I also need to write Ultra on his banner down there. Wow. Yeah, guys, I'm thrilled with this. This is not winning any awards at Golden Demon. It won't. But I'm really happy with this, and I'll be proud to submit this. I still gotta do the base. Still gotta do the base, but this is yeah, I think this is hands down my best painted model. After this is probably my Avatar of Cain. Or I don't know, I really like the way Eldrad Elfran turned out too. Thank you. Yeah, let's make that 13 on his belt. Let's make that light white. I just think it would pop nicer. Just putting in a Administratum Gray base coat down there. Now I'm going to go over that with Ulthwan Gray. Yes, don't forget to hit like, everybody. That does help the streams and the videos. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Do more than just the painting live streams. Do a lot of fun narrative battle reports. And crafting videos and other painting tutorials. A lot of fun stuff. Oh, there we go. There's the 13. I do want to try to get Ultra written down there. It's not my finest work, the Ultra down there, but it'll do. I may go back and try to touch that up. Do want to try to make the writing in his pauldron though just a little bit cleaner. Guillemine. There we go. Ultra fine brush. Yes. I don't know. I'm gonna have to redo that. That's not good. It's a little ultra sloppy. Could go for like a faded look. ULTRA. 5 letters, ULT. So the T's got to be in the very middle. Ultramard? Oh man, you're killing me. That's good. Ultramard. 0.01 micropen will be the best $3 you ever spent if you want to write in your models. Oh, that is a good idea. See, you guys are just full of great ideas. So we want a T. R. A. A. L. U. Ultra. It's cleaner than before. I will take it. I will take it. Yep, T, then work your way out. That's the key. I did that last time when I was painting my dreadnought on here. Except for I misspelled the word because I was so focused on the letters. I wrote the wrong letters. I forgot what I wrote. I think I wrote like ultras. Ultras. Just so hyperfixated and I just spelled the wrong word. Okay. This is good. All I have left to do is the base. And I think this will probably go pretty quickly. I might end up just doing this off camera, off stream. We'll see. I don't know. I'll probably sit down and start painting it and then just like complete it one day. But yeah, I think this is a good stopping point though for the stream. We got hard to take up calligraphy, just a few words here and there. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hard to take up calligraphy. Yeah. I agree. Alright, but yeah, I think this is a good stopping point for the stream. Thanks everyone for joining me and hanging out. Yeah, he's coming along. He's coming along. I might do some more highlights and touch-ups on him later. We'll see what it looks like once I get him on the base too. Yeah. Alright guys, well, stay tuned next week. Video and stream all the content. Never. Yeah. Next week we might have a guest on here. We're gonna maybe be doing some airbrushing. So that'll be fun. But yeah. If not, I'll be painting something regardless. And I should probably work on a new video for the channel too, eh? I've been really busy painting a Gilliman, so yeah. There'll be some new stuff coming along. Just stay tuned. I post when I can. Yeah. All right, y'all have a lovely evening. Thanks for hanging out and watching, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.